All right, today I'm going to try something a little different. And I've made a couple of videos about this before, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go over an old subject. But first, it's actually 1 year since I started making videos. I just tried it uh, just to see if there was anything I could pass on to other people that might help them. And I've actually only intended to make a few videos here and there, and it actually turned out that I made one video per day is what it breaks down to in the math. And that's not really how it happened. I mean, I would make a video and then wouldn't make some, then I'd make 3 or 4 in a batch, and kind of just worked out. But anyway, we got a 1 year anniversary. Thought I'd bring that up. Appreciate everybody who watches. It means a lot to me. And give me thumbs up or comments also helps a lot. But let's get into what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about basics of heavy duty emissions. Okay, this right here is what's called your diesel particulate filter pressure. Okay, and this right here is what they call your diesel particulate filter intake temperature. This right here is at around, as you can tell, it's 1083. Okay, and for the most part, regardless of the brand, whether it's Cat, Cummins, Mack, Volvo, whatever, the sweet spot is between 1100 to 1250. If you go over 1250, you're going to get a code. If you don't maintain a good temperature in X amount of time, you're going to get a code for low DPF intake. And of course, this part right here is dependent on the manufacturer. The most common process is like what Cummins uses, which is going to be diesel oxidation catalyst to create the heat, and it actually takes a long time to do it. But once it does hit it, you'll see when it's running that your temperature will be between 1100 and 1250. That's the agreed amount of temperature that it takes to clean the face or to clean the diesel particulate filter. Remember, the diesel particulate filter is trapping the soot in the exhaust, and when it gets clogged, which is this right here is what tells the computer, hey, we need to clean. And then the computer will either do it by itself, or it'll ask for a forced regeneration. A lot of stop and go traffic, in-town delivery trucks have to do a lot of regen stuff. Guys that go over the road, that maintain 6-7 hours daily driving, the exhaust gas temperature is hot enough to where it can maintain the diesel particulate filter cleaner than the guys that are in stop and go traffic deliveries. Like people like Coca-Cola guys that deliver Coca-Cola, guys that deliver, whatever in town, lumber, whatever. They're the guys that are going to have this happen more because they idle more, they stop and go more, and they're not able to maintain a high turbo boost pressure and a high exhaust gas temperature because they're in stop and go traffic. So this video right here is just a quick outline of how a diesel particulate filter works, the basic concept. And this right here, the reason you see this is because we did one regen and then we did a second one. That's why you see the drop off, because it cools down, and then we hit a second one. We did a second regen, and if you notice, it's a lot shorter than here, and that's because we had already preheated the filter here. And if you notice, this is shorter because the filter is already clean, so it takes less. And this right here is the way Caterpillar does it. Cummins is a lot different. Cummins takes a lot longer. Even if you do it back to back, it's going to take just as long as it did the first time. Caterpillar's kind of weird because they actually decrease if you do them back to back. So anyway, I hope this helps somebody. I might do a little bit more talking about the DPFs, and maybe we'll get into some of the system catalyst reduction. But one thing I can tell you this, you can have a successful regeneration event and yet be on the edge of having a failure. And this is why it's critical to go ahead and, you know, have people, you know, do these things, which is go in here. You have all these parameters you can check while on the fly while it's running, you know, and it's just it's amazing what you can do. But what happens is a lot of people, they don't do this. They don't monitor the system. So they'll say, oh, okay, I forced the regen, it completed it, you're good to go. And the guy leaves the shop, and then all of a sudden, you know, what happened? You know, it just left the shop and it crashed. That's why there's a lot of data that has to be evaluated. There's a lot of data. Kind of think of it like you go to the doctor to a physical, and then you leave and you drop dead 30 minutes later because you had a heart attack. Well, you know, if you go to the doctor and he checks your blood pressure and your blood pressure is sky high, well then, you know, it's called preventive maintenance, right? But you get to see it. If you go to the doctor, he checks your heart rate and it's too slow or too fast. Same thing here. A lot of guys don't know how to do this. They don't know how to maximize the tool to evaluate the parameters to be sure that they know what they're looking at, because you can have a successful regen event. The guy leaves, in an hour or 2 or 3, the guy's back down in the dirt because something went wrong. And this is where, when you do a regeneration and you're able to capture the data and evaluate it, you can find a lot of things in here that'll give you a hint of what's just around the corner and keep you out of trouble with the customers. Hey, if you like this video, leave me a comment. If you'd like to learn a little bit more about the heavy duty regeneration system that's called DPF, leave a comment, and maybe we'll get into it some more. If not, we'll move on to some other subjects. Once again, appreciate everybody who watches, takes the time, and comments, and it gives me, you know, any kind of feedback, thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever. Appreciate it. Even the thumbs down, I really do appreciate it. It's funny, but I do. Thank you.